Hi everyone, welcome to the Physio Rooms Woodvale. Today we're going to share some really useful information with you with regards to exercising when in pain. So you might have saw our live video last week where we talked a little bit about osteoarthritis in the knee and using some exercises to help with that. Today we're going to share some really fantastic tips on just how to exercise when in pain in general.
First things first, it's really important to clear any injury with your doctor or your health professional just to make sure it's actually safe to exercise and that you're not going to make the injury worse. If this is the case, it is definitely possible to exercise in some level of pain with many injuries. Some of these might include muscle strains, tendon injuries, persistent or chronic pain, osteoarthritis, which we already mentioned, postural problems, and even some obviously post-operative issues as well.
Okay, so our first rule when exercising in pain is monitoring your pain levels during the exercise. So here we found it's really important that you want to be working to about a 3 out of 10 on a pain scale. So usually if you're going past that 3 out of 10 point, you're probably working a little bit too hard and you might find that you're going to get really sore afterwards. But up to a 3 out of 10 we found is generally pretty acceptable for most people. The second rule is that after exercise you want to make sure that those symptoms subside fairly quickly. Now unfortunately there isn't an exact time frame on this. Some people like their pain to be gone within half an hour. Other people can tolerate it for a little bit longer, for up to kind of 6 to 12 hours. What I would say though is that if your pain is still there after, or if your pain's exacerbated, probably after 24 to 48 hours after exercise, chances are you've done too much.
Now, we can't show you every exercise you might need to modify when you're in pain, so we thought you'd use a squat as an example. It's something you might modify when you're in pain, knee, ankle, hip, lower back, a number of things. So you might usually do squats just at a body weight level, so just nice and deep, up and down, and find that's too much given the injury you might be experiencing. So a nice simple way to modify a body weight squat is just to take it down a notch by sitting to a seat instead. Usually a hard seat is best and not too low. And you just sit to that seat, perch there for a moment and come back up. So it's nice and controlled, but you're still getting those muscles moving. Something else you might need to modify while exercising for your pain would be weight or resistance. For example, if you usually use a Smith machine or a barbell to do squats, but you're finding it's just too much, the idea would be just to drop down the weight to a load you can tolerate. For example, if you start to squat, you're sort of getting into that deeper point and it's too painful, but you still want to work into that depth, just take off a few of the plates, drop it down, keep it at that level until you're ready to build back up.
So the other two kind of modifiers that we can change when exercising in pain would be the repetitions that you perform of an exercise and also the sets. So obviously by reducing the repetitions, it's going to put less load through your system generally. And also if you reduce the sets, that's going to have a very similar effect. But something that might be nice to kind of challenge yourself at home would be that if you are going to do less repetitions and less sets, let's say of a squat, to try and increase the resistance that you're doing it with. This way you're still going to challenge your muscles, but you're just going to be exposing your joint and your muscles to that load for less time.
So in summary for today guys, the important things to take away that when exercising in pain, keep it under that 3 out of 10 limit, make sure the pain subsides after the exercise and incorporate those modifications, whether it be position, load, reps or sets.
Yeah, so thanks for watching guys. We hope you found this video really useful. And please do look out for our video next week where we'll be looking a little bit more specifically at knee OA and giving some really good guidance as to how you can exercise with a little bit of pain into that knee OA to get some long-term benefits.